What's up, everybody? Jordan Stewart here from Vover. Thanks so much for tapping into the Vover original show. Just a reminder that if you want to drop your opinions about the episode or respond to the host and guests with your voice, go and download the Vover app wherever you get your apps. Vover, voice over everything. Enjoyed the show.
Vover. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Vover MLB show. I'm your host, Harris Rubenstein. We'll keep this one in the box today. Going to keep this one around 5 to 6 minutes so I can get everybody about their day. But the MLB trade deadline, things are heating up. The hot stove is officially hot. So we're going to go through the top 10 players who I think could be traded during the deadline and where I think they could end up going. Obviously, this is entirely subjective. Going to throw a couple takes in there as well. But without further ado, consider this a MLB trade deadline preview. So let's start at number 10, because obviously, we don't want to start at number 1. To start at number 10, I'm going to go with Javier Baez of the Cubs. There was a report that came out that said that Javier Baez is looking for a $200 million contract with the Chicago Cubs. Seems like all of those big shortstops that are going to be free agents are looking for those big money deals. Baez is one of the next guys who's up. And I just don't think that the Cubs are looking to pay Javier Baez $200+ million. I feel like he's very much a part of that Rizzo Bryant core, and I just think that Baez might be on his way out there. In terms of teams that he might go to, I could totally see a team like the New York Yankees picking him up. I think he'd be a perfect fit for the middle of their infield. I know they have Glaber, I know they have DJ LeMahieu, but you could always put Baez at third base if you needed to, or move Glaber around. You can move LeMahieu around a little bit too, but I think Baez has that star power that they need, and as well as that extra bat that the Yankees have definitely been missing this year. Next guy, Starling Marte. The Marlins got him last trade deadline, clearly looking to turn him around or flip him for some more prospects going forward. Will be interesting to see where he goes. I think the Mets could definitely be an option. They're in the kind of rumors for an outfielder. Maybe the Boston Red Sox could end up with Starling Marte. Wouldn't be surprised if the Oakland Athletics made a move for him too. They need an extra bat as well. So Starling Marte definitely on the list of guys who could get traded. It's just a matter of where instead of if. Next guy, another Twins guy. I think Josh Donaldson is definitely on the move. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets out of there. I don't know if it'll be anywhere in the American League. I think you might have to look at the National League. Maybe you'd think of a team like the Nationals who might want to make a run. Maybe a team like the Brewers could make a move for him to bring him into town for a playoff run. It's difficult. He's injured often, and when he's healthy, he's been hitting. But at the same time, he signed for big money through 2023. So I'm not sure which team is going to have the cap to pick him up, but we'll see where he ends up going. Next guy is Craig Kimbrell. This is really easy. He could go to any single team in the league that needs a reliever. Literally name a team that needs an extra relief pitcher, and that's a team that's going to be in the market for Craig Kimbrell. I do think it'd be cool to see him back on the Red Sox, to see him to make another World Series run, but I doubt that happens. He is a reasonable club option for 2022, so don't be surprised if whatever team picks him up has kind of next year in mind as well. But it'll be interesting to see who ends up with Kimbrell. Next guy, another Twins guy. I'm going to go with Nelson Cruz. I think the Oakland A's are perfect for somebody like him. Somebody, a team that loves to pick up guys on expiring contracts who can, kind of help them get to the playoffs. They have that need. They definitely need another power hitter in the lineup to play next to Matt Olson and Matt Chapman. So I'll be interested to see what happens with Nelson Cruz. But I definitely think that Nelson Cruz is going to be on the move this trade deadline. Next guy, what about Byron Buxton? Byron Buxton might be an option here. The Twins seem like they're blowing everything up. He can't stay on the field. So I wonder if the Twins are looking to get rid of him at this point. He's eligible for free agency after next season. I don't think the Twins will end up trading him, but I wouldn't be surprised if you start hearing his name in trade rumors just because he can't stay healthy, and they've invested so much time in him in center field as the former number 1 overall pick. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Buxton. Obviously, when he's healthy, he's a fantastic player, but it's all about availability, not ability in Major League Baseball a lot of the time. Next guy, Trevor Story. Definitely think he's going to get traded. The Rockies are way out of the playoff race. They are terrible. Story's having a good year, not a great year, but obviously his huge potential and his decent defense, I think, will definitely keep him in the trade market. I think the New York Yankees have to be looked at as the number 1 option for him. They've already seemed like they've expressed interest for him in the offseason. We'll see what ends up happening with him, but I think just like Baez, I think Story could definitely be a guy you see in pinstripes. Next guy, Chris Bryant. We've been feeling like this guy was going to get traded for the past year and a half. Feels like the New York Mets are almost inevitable for somebody like Chris Bryant. They've been interested in him in a while. I'm not really sure what other team would end up making a run for him because he will be plenty expensive, and it'll definitely be kind of weird to see him in a non-Cubs uniform. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the move. Next guy, Joey Gallo, having a terrific season, signed through next year. The Rangers haven't been able to get him on an extension, so I could definitely see him being moved out. He's kind of been the face of the Rangers franchise for a couple years now, so it would definitely be surprising for them to move on for him, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised. Again, I know I keep bringing up the Yankees or the Red Sox, but I think the Yankees and the Red Sox are the top two options for him. Maybe the Rays. It would probably take too much for the Rays to acquire him, but if they're looking for somebody who's affordable that they have signed through next year also, unless they want to trade him next year or something, I think that could definitely be an option. Watch out for the Giants also. They always seem to sneak up on you in trade deadline situations like this. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a move because they definitely need an outfielder, and I think Gallo would be a great fit for what they're looking for. And then last but not least, I think the best player that you could see available at the trade deadline, of course, it's Max Scherzer, maybe one of the best pitchers of the generation, maybe the best pitcher of the generation. Any team that needs a starting pitcher for the playoffs is going to be looking at Max Scherzer. They're in fourth place. They're only 5 games out of the NL East. Scherzer's a free agent at the end of the year. He has a no trade clause, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just wants to go to a champion. I would love to see, or go play for a championship, I should say. I would love to see Scherzer back in the American League. I would love to see him on a team that's going for a title. I know he means a lot to Nationals fans, but it seems like he's on his way out anyway. So Max Scherzer definitely your top option. We'll see if a team will definitely put all the chips in. No, I don't think the Red Sox would do something like that. Can you imagine Scherzer and Sale at the top of your playoff rotation? But I don't think that's going to happen. But definitely keep an eye out on Max Scherzer. I think he could be on the move. All right, that's going to do it for today's Vover MLB show. I'm your host, Harris Rubenstein. We will see you guys on Friday for a little bit more hot stove updates, as well as taking a look at where we are in terms of our stat leaders and our Triple Crown leaders for the year. We'll get to that next episode. But for now, we'll see you.